Another example, completely different in so many ways. So we have this amazing University of Chicago laboratory schools that has had the capacity to educate roughly 1,700 students. The university would like to increase that, and so we're underway with a master plan to do so, to increase the capacity to just over 2,000 students, so that we can continue to educate students, kids of folks associated with the university, as well as the larger community, aiming to achieve about a 50-50 ratio with that. Outward engagement with the community, provide that amazing resource. So there really wasn't room to expand on the existing campus, to say nothing of how do you do that when we're not going to like call off school for a couple of years. We have to work around the ongoing operations of the school. So we made the decision to move to expand the site to include a site on Stony Island. And so if you think about how kids go through school and how they're in the programmatic connections, it made the most sense to move the youngest kids to Stony Island, where there's a opportunity for true pickup and drop-off that moves some of that congestion out from the core of the campus. And it also, from a purely logistical perspective, means if we can move the younger kids, so this is pre-kindergarten through second grade, 660 of them are now in school on Earl Shapiro Hall at that site. Here's a photograph of it. What that means is we can then go back to the main campus and systematically renovate the older buildings and build an addition there as well. And so this is Earl Shapiro Hall that opened fall last year. Architecturally, this is a building far enough removed from the main quadrangles that we thought we could be referential, but not certainly less so than we, as you'll see in the next rendering, less so than we would be on the main campus. This dramatic cantilever over the entrance houses the library, which looks out, so we're looking at the local context and being inspired by that. That looks out, has this amazing view to Jackson Park and the Museum of Science and Industry. So when I had that slide on about our relationship to the parks and thinking about them not as we want to turn our backs to them, but rather engage with them, here's a step forward in that direction. And a literal step forward, because we created a crosswalk here into the park. I'll point out, maybe along the lines of how the William Eckert Research Center is expressing what's going on. In the facades of this building, these fins that are partly sunscreens, partly for aesthetics, are also, they're arrayed in the Fibonacci series, so that these pre-kindergartners are going to start to think about math really early, or so we think.